Students, I am Ashok Sharma from Government High Secondary School, Muthial, District Udhampur. Today we will discuss one of the important units of grammar, that is voice. Now, what exactly is a voice? In grammatical term, voice is a form of verb which shows whether the subject is acting or being acted upon. And on the basis of this definition, there are two types of voice: active voice and passive voice. In the active voice, a subject acts, while in the passive voice, the subject is acted upon. Similarly, in the active voice, subject is given, we use active voice when the subject is given more prominence, when we want to give prominence to the subject, while passive voice is used when the action is more important than the subject. For example, he killed a snake. Here, he is the subject and snake is the object. And he has been given the prominence, so it is used in the passive voice. But here we have a building was burnt in a fire. Now, building is the subject and it has suffered action, so it is in the passive voice. Similarly, he was stoned to death. Here, the action is more prominent than the subject. So, we are using the passive voice, and he as a subject has suffered action. So, now you understand, active voice is that voice in which the verb shows that the subject is acting and the subject is given more prominence than the action, while in the passive voice, subject is acted upon and object or action is given more prominence. Now, there are some rules that we observe while changing a sentence from active voice into passive and from passive into active. The first and foremost thing that we have to remember is that the meaning of a sentence in the active voice and in the passive voice should remain intact. It should not change. If you find that the meaning of a sentence in the passive voice is different from that in the active voice, you must understand, you must conclude that your transformation of the sentence from active into passive voice is wrong. Number one. Number two, the subject in the passive voice becomes the object and the object becomes the subject in the passive voice. Then we always use past participle form, that is V3, that we call V3, third form of verb in the passive voice. And generally we use by in the passive voice, but in some cases by is optional. We can omit by in some sentences in the passive voice. Now, first and basic rules that we observe while transforming a sentence from active voice into a passive voice in terms of tenses are these. First is simple present. In simple present tense, we use is, am, or. In the simple present tense, in the passive voice, we use is, am, or. He plays cricket. Cricket is being played by him. Because cricket is an object, it will function as subject and he will function as object. So, cricket is played by him. Then we have present continuous or present progressive. He is playing cricket. We will change it into cricket is being played by him. We always use being in the continuous tenses, being plus V3. And helping verb is, am, or. Cricket is being played by him. The third is present perfect. We know that in the present perfect we have has and have and third form of verb, and we will use been plus V3. He has played cricket. Cricket has been played by him. So we will use has, have plus been plus third form of verb in the passive voice in case of present perfect tense. Then we have present perfect continuous. He has been playing cricket for 15 minutes. Now we see that been is used here in the present perfect continuous, and we saw that in case of present perfect we use has been, have been plus V3. So we have already used been here, so it can't be passivized. A sentence in the present perfect continuous cannot be transformed into passive voice. So I have written no passive voice. Then we come to past tense, simple past. First, simple past. He played cricket. He is subject, cricket is object, and played is the second form of verb, and this sentence is in the past simple. So we use was were plus V3. Then we have past continuous tense. He was playing cricket. So as in case of present continuous, we have ing form of the verb here. So we will use being. We will use being plus third form of verb. Then we have past perfect. He had played cricket. So we have used had as helping verb, and we will use had been. Cricket had been played by him. Had been plus V3 as usual. Then we have past perfect continuous. As in case of present perfect continuous, we have already used been here. Similarly, we have also used been in case of past perfect tense when it was transformed from active into passive voice. So a sentence in the past perfect continuous cannot be passivized. That means it cannot be changed into passive voice. So no passive voice in case of a sentence in the past perfect continuous tense. Then we come to simple future. In simple future we use will, shall, and first form of verb. So he will play cricket. He is a subject, cricket is object, so it will be cricket will be played by him. So we will use be plus V3. The next sentence is tense is future continuous. He will be playing cricket. We have already used be here, and we have used be in case of simple future tense. So a sentence in the future continuous tense cannot be passivized. So there is no passive voice possible is in case of a sentence in the future continuous. Then we have future perfect. He will have played cricket. We have used have. It is a perfect infinitive. He is a subject. Cricket is object. Cricket will have been played by him. So we will use been here. And the last tense is the future perfect continuous. He will have been playing cricket for 15 minutes. We have already used been here. We have used been here. So it cannot be passivized. So we see that out of the 12 tenses, only 8 can be passivized and 4 cannot be passivized. So you must remember some basic things about this active and passive voice. We use passive voice when subject is given more prominence and when the subject acts. Similarly, we use passive voice when the subject is acted upon and object or action is given more prominence. Then you have to remember that we always use the third form of verb in the passive voice, and we have 12 tenses, out of which sentences in case of 8 tenses can be turned into passive voice. The sentences in case of other 4 tenses, that is present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future continuous and future perfect continuous, they can't be turned into passive voice. These sentences cannot be changed into passive voice. Dear students, we have discussed the general rules of changing a sentence from active voice into passive voice. Now we will study the different types of sentences other than the use of tenses. Second type is imperative sentences. While transforming a sentence from active voice into passive voice, we generally use let in case of imperative sentences. But there are some sentences which can be passivized without using the word let. So I have written two sentences. Open the door. It will be passivized as let the door be opened. Second sentence is sit down. Its passive voice will be seated. Similarly, if we have please help me. So we can say let I be helped or you are requested to help me. The next sentence is modal auxiliaries in the passive. How do we transform a sentence from active voice into passive voice when there is a modal? So we have two cases. We always use be with the modal and third form of verb, but if a modal is followed by have, we use been with it, as in the case of present perfect and past perfect. He can solve this sum. This sum can be solved by him. Here can is the modal, it is followed by be. He will have swept the room. Here have swept is the infinitive, perfect infinitive. It will be followed by been. The room will have been swept by him. The next sentence is verbs having two objects. Sometimes there are verbs which have two objects, direct object and the indirect object. For example, we have he sent me a card. It can be passivized as I was sent a card by him, or we can say a card was sent to me by him. The second sentence is the old man told us a story. We were told a story by the old man, or a story was told to us by the old man. Here we use the indirect object. Here we use the indirect object at the beginning of a sentence, while in the first case we use the indirect object at the beginning of sentence. In the first case we use indirect object in the beginning of a sentence, and in the second case we use a direct object. Then we have infinitives and gerunds. How do we transform a sentence having two infinitives? I want to buy this book. I want this book to be bought. They left without whitewashing the room. This is a gerund. Whitewashing is a gerund. You know that when the ing form functions as a noun, it is known as gerund. They left without whitewashing the gerund. You see it has ing form, so we will use being. They left without a room being whitewashed. We always use third form of a verb, and again I will tell you, only the transitive verbs can be passivized. In no case can we passivize an intransitive verb. This jug contains milk. Then prepositions other than by. It is not necessary that every time we use by. There are certain sentences when we use other prepositions. This jug contains milk. It is in the simple prime tense. Milk is contained in this jug. We will never use by. Then we have 7 days make a week. A week is made of 7 days. We will never use by here. There are some other sentences of this type, so you have to do a lot of practice. Then we have prepositional verbs. in case of prepositional verbs, we don't have to change the position of the preposition. We have to follow the rules as I told you in the tenses, but we don't have to change the position of the preposition. For example, we shouldn't laugh at the poor. Should is a modal verb, it will take be, but at will always be used with laugh. The poor should not be laughed at by us. Then we have the hunter aimed at the lion. It is in the past perfect tense. We will use was were. The hunter aimed at the lion. The lion was aimed at by the hunter. At will always follow the word aimed. So the position of preposition in no case has to be changed. So we will study 2 or 3 more types. So you have to do a lot of practice. Type is quasi-passive verbs. Quasi-passive verbs are those verbs which are partially passive. The first sentence is the rose smells sweet. The rose is sweet when smelled because it is in the simple present tense. The second is the book is printing, as we have ing form here and the sentence is in the simple in the present continuous. The book is being printed. The third sentence is this cloth will wear thin. We are using a model, it will be followed by be. This cloth will be thin when worn. The next type is verbs of incomplete predication, when the predicate is incomplete. The judge found him guilty. He was found guilty by the judge. We elected him monitor. We have simple past here, so it will be transformed as he was elected monitor by us. They named the boy Ram. The boy was named Ram by them. So this is a bit different from the sentences which have 2 verbs. We have only 1 verb and we have incomplete predicate. Then the next type is passive without agent. Sometimes we don't need to use an agent or subject. It is understood. Someone has stolen my pen. So I don't know who has stolen my pen. The subject is vague, so we don't use it in the passive voice. My pen has been stolen. My pen has been stolen by someone is not incorrect, but it can be voided. The police has arrested the thief. The sentence is in the present perfect tense. The thief has been arrested. It is obvious that the police must have arrested the thief. So we don't need to use the word police here. The thief has been arrested. The engineers have built a new bridge on this river. So the sentence is in the present perfect. So the passive voice will be a new bridge has been built on this river, and it is very much clear that it must have been built by the engineers because the action is more important than the subject. So these are some of the types of sentences. When we change a sentence from active voice into passive voice, and as I told you earlier, it requires a lot of practice to master this unit in grammar. Thank you.